How many of you wants to unveil the secret of a holistic Sattvic lifestyle that will empower you to a new level on your spiritual evolution, and that will transform your life and open up the gate of mystical experiences? Are you one of those who really want to raise your vibration? Raising vibration start with our radiant health, how we manage our body temple, and how we live our life, which is Sattvic, based on the principle of lucidity. So in this video, you're going to discover the 5 ingredients for a life that will be empowering your spiritual growth and live a life where you could tap into your blissful nature. It's not what you want. So stay tuned, we'll start right next to it. And also, this is a mini-series, and this was asked by many followers. So here we have listened to you, so we're bringing this to you. This is part 1. Part 2 will come next week on Wednesday. Stay tuned, 5 o'clock. So let's start with ingredient number 1. Wellness and radiant health through diet and well-being. It's a fascinating subject. Devi Ma has so much experience on this. Some of you know I have suffered from advanced breast cancer, advanced stage 3 breast cancer, which metastasized in my body temple. Almost died of an anaphylactic shock reaction to the chemotherapy. That caused tremendous damage in all my organs, and I've been diagnosed with Lyme disease co-infection, dozens of them, which is so rampant right now around the world. There's such an epidemic. And then on top of that, being bombarded by heavy metal, having a load, I know that from tests, you know, and mold exposure. One of the worst things on the planet is to be exposed to mold and you're not aware of it. For a decade, I was exposed to black mold, which is this extremely toxic, completely ruin your life, and actually can even kill you. I mean, if you are like living in a house or you live in a country where there is a lot of mold. So we are, beloved, bombarded constantly, and many of you are aware of it. Chemical trail, what they spray in the sky, and it's something that it really is happening all around the planet, unfortunately. That's another subject, we won't go there. Heavy metals, Lyme disease co-infection, that comes from a tick bite, which is an epidemic on our planet. And most people, when they get Lyme disease, they don't know. They go through hell for decades, sometimes, but not always, and they go on undiagnosed. The same thing with mold. Or with mycotoxin. Mycotoxin is caused by mold, and they are microfungus that attack the food supply. It's very common all around the world, especially country where there's a high humidity, a lot of rain, low hygiene. It can be in legumes, it can be especially rice, grain, oat, wine, meat. Yes, it's a real thing, and we will discuss that. What can you do to empower yourself? Because, beloved, there's 2 views in the yogic tradition when it comes to the body temple. Some school of yoga, of certain branch, not school, I should say certain branch, look at the body temple as a nuisance to get rid of it as soon as possible. I can relate to that perspective. And there is the other perception, like which comes from Patanjali in the yoga, in the Hatha yoga branch, where the body is a vehicle for ascension. And this is how Devi Ma always saw it, even before any of this. Is just an inner knowing. If you're going to be on this planet, don't you know, this is, Devi Ma called this the body temple, because it's really a gift, a privilege from God. Health, radiant health, it's a phenomenal privilege. But if you don't know how to take care of it, because it's a vehicle to ascend, therefore, how can you ascend if you're not empowered with all that you need to know? And I love this subject because so much knowledge here tied in with wisdom and practical wisdom and spiritual knowledge and inner knowing. So the first ingredient is adopt an organic vegan diet. I'm not here to tell you what to eat and not what to eat. It's not that. I'm just bringing you the knowledge of my wisdom. My experience on this is priceless. I mean, if you knew in depth that what I have gone through, you would not believe it. So I'm just sharing with you, and it's up to you. It's your life, you decide. And especially if you eat organic, try to go vegan and baby step and increase the amount of raw food, raw organic vegan food. I would recommend at least 50 to 60%. And if you can more, that would be phenomenal for you, because, beloved, having a holistic lifestyle that will empower you, it's all about the life force energy. Let me explain. The prana, some of you know already, the life force energy. Everything is energy. So when you eat and what you do, what you breathe, what you drink will affect your prana. And it can be devoid of prana. It could be tamasic, based on the principle of inertia, or Sattvic. Devi Ma is all about increasing everything you do, increasing your Sattvic nature, the way you eat, the way you breathe, the way what you drink, your thoughts, your words. Sattvic is based on the principle of the three guna, which I talk in depth in Becoming the Light Inner Journey Mastery Program. Some of you know I've done the program here. So Sattvic is based on the principle of lucidity. So the secret here is to increase your Sattvic nature. So when you eat a diet like this one, it's very Sattvic, because it's full of life force energy. You didn't deplete it from cooking it. It's full, it's vibrant. And if you could see it, you would be amazed. They have, I forgot what is the photo, there's a certain process you can see through photography, the life force energy of the food. So when I went to my cancer journey, some of you know, I almost died of an anaphylactic shock reaction to the chemotherapy. And this is such a blessing and a miracle. I'm here today to share all this wisdom. I went completely vegan. I was already vegetarian, but ate a lot of mock meat. But all of this will go in depth in part 2. But I just wanted to give you the first step. And do it little by little. Some of you might be able to do it overnight, but if it's too much, start slowly. And so this is how I brought myself back to, with high vibrant food. And number 2 is detoxification. Detoxification from all the pesticides and from the heavy metals, everything we have discussed. Maybe even some parasite in your gut, which is very common. Mycotoxin food, which I was surprised because I've done so many tests, and you could see from the blood tests and urine tests some of the mycotoxin you have from exposure to mold or from food. And one of them that is very common, like peanut, aflatoxin. Another one is called vomitoxin, which is also very common in food. But all of this will come later. So detoxification is through the infrared sauna and jumping on the mini trampoline, moving your circulatory system, moving your lymph. Devi Ma does that every day. I got a mini trampoline. You can get one online. They're very inexpensive. And if you find ways to go in infrared sauna, it's the best thing. The skin needs to sweat. The best organ to eliminate are three of them. It's the liver, the kidney, and the skin, and through the breath through. And with chlorooxygen, and this is the one thing we're going to bring about, is chlorooxygen is the life force. It's like the blood of the plants. It's filled with phytonol, and it's rich with what we call, well, actually what happened is when you start taking in the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll comes in all plants. You see it everywhere. Did you know, beloved, that no being on the planet could live without any chlorooxygen? It feeds our organ with sunlight. It's like the sunshine, pure prana that you bathe your organ in. Devi Ma has kept her body alkaline all through those decades. And this is one of the major secrets. Some of you might know. How many of you here know? You see, most people are not aware. So the way you keep your body alkaline is you do it with a pH strip. With the urine, you can take it several times during the day. You could do it on your tongue, but best with the urine. And according to so many studies, and Dr. Cousin and Dr. Robert Young, who is an expert microbiologist, they have done, so this comes from so many hundreds of years, that is a miraculous healer. Drinking chlorooxygen build hemoglobin into your blood. It activates the cells, because the hemoglobin is a protein that carry the oxygen into your organs. And so it brings a lot of oxygen, is antibacterial, is anti-inflammatory, it cleans the blood, it carries the heavy metal out of your blood. By the way, just a little disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, but I have priceless life wisdom and experience on all those subjects. And it has worked for me. I would not be here today with so many things combined. But detox in today's world is absolutely necessary. And as I said, infrared sauna, cold plunge. We have created a cold plunge here, which the water temperature is probably like around 50 degrees. It helps the circulation. Oh my God. You go from the infrared sauna to the cold plunge. Or every morning, Devi Ma has a routine. We'll go a little bit over that. But the cold plunge just brings so many benefits to your body temple. All of this is to empower you to have a radiant health where you could sit down and meditate and go deep into samadhi. So number 2 ingredient is eating superfood. Superfood like chia, hemp seed, moringa, and cacao. Let's see how many, some of them I'm sure I might be forgetting so many. Fresh herbs, turmeric, fresh ginger. All of this, you can do some research on this. Superfood are empower you with high level energy, because raising your vibration is not just with your thoughts, your words, and your action. It's true, we are what we eat and what we drink. And so avoid processed food at all costs. I remember when I became a vegetarian, I was vegetarian most of my life, but not a good one, did not know how to do it. I learned a lot about nutrition. All the processed food that you see in vegetarian diet, like the mock meat, the tofu, all frozen food, microwave food, it's all devoid of life force energy. Avoid this, beloved. Number 3, avoid low pranic food. Low pranic food and acidic food. Because ideally, when I was talking about keeping your body alkaline, which is in a diet that is vegan, you want to increase probably 50% of your diet should be leafy greens like kale, all kind of color chart. Let's see, spinach, arugula, broccoli, all of those are cruciferous and they are anti-inflammatory. Because what causes the pain in the body is the inflammation. So if you have heavy metals, parasite, exposure to mold, all of this will cause tremendous inflammation. And you will not be able to sit and meditate and do your Siddha, Satchit, Kriya, Ananda, or any other practices. And so ideally is keeping your body alkaline, meaning 7.5 to 8, where your strip is dripping with the blue color. I forgot to mention that earlier because there's so much to share in this video, and I could sit here for hours sharing this wisdom with you, beloved, because this will change your life. Because if you feel low energy and something's not going well with your health, just making a few changes in your life can make a big difference. So empower yourself with chlorophyll. Number 4 is your morning habit, your AM routine. I call it AM routine. What you ingest in the morning, green juice. When you do the fast, we didn't talk about that in number 1. Fasting, I'm sorry, I'm jumping. But when I was talking about detox, you want to do fasting. I've done a lot of fasting over the decade. And through the study, it shows you can extend your life to 10 to 20 years. Do you realize that? It's significant. A lot of study I've done on this. Preferably don't do a fast on water because water is very difficult and you might need assistance and you need to consult your doctor. With green juice is different. My green juice fasts, I've done them for up to 10 days. And oh my God, you generating your cells, helping the detoxifying process by bringing this liquid sunshine of chlorophyll, because all those leafy greens have a lot of chlorophyll. Like wheatgrass, I took wheatgrass for a long time. Sprouts, it's another superfood that I didn't mention. all kind of micro sprouts have a lot of chlorophyll, a lot of life force, energy, a lot of prana. So take your pH every morning. So AM morning ritual, spiritual ritual before you do your sadhana, which is the ingredient number 4, is do celery juice. Celery juice is phenomenal for healing your body temple, or green juice that has a lot of cucumber, celery, kale, spinach, and lemon. I do it every morning. And take activated charcoal. Activated charcoal absorb the toxin and pull them out from your bowel. And you must take at least 100 mg, at least, and there are many different kinds. The one I take is called Mycopool. It has clay in it, as activated charcoal, and I forgot the other ingredient, another powerful ingredient that removes heavy metal. It's a vast subject. We can do almost a video on just one thing. We could have dozens of videos on those subjects. But here are the major ingredients to empower you to become aware and start changing your routine. So when you get up in the morning, first thing you do, take your pH, see where you are. During the day, take it at least 6 times, and before you go sleep at night. And you can get concentrated chloro-oxygen that you put into your water with powder soda. I use a certain salt by Dr. Young, and they're pH salt, but the powder, the soda, will do almost the same thing. It helps alkalize your body. So, and to keep your body alkaline at 7.5 to 8, according to Dr. Cousin and Dr. Young and all the research I've done, and there's a lot of study, 8 is ideal. And so the known pranic food and acidic are, and I know some of you are not going to like that, and I remember when I went through some detox of those food was very severe. Number 1, alcohol, even though I never drank, but it was not with this one. For my being was the caffeine, cafe. Get rid of caffeine. If you're going to drink a little caffeine, green teas are the best. I've done that for decades. And eggplant, garlic, onion, and meat. Those are the most acidic. And stay away from the sugar. Sugar addiction only grow dizzy in your body temple. And so when you keep your body alkaline, you keep the disease away. Did you know that, beloved? Do the research. Don't take my words for. Do some research. You will be amazed with all the points we have discussed so far. Those ingredients will make a radical change in your life force energy, will empower you to a new level of vibration. And there is one more, last, number 5 ingredient. Low glycemic diet. And that one, very few people are aware of it. What it means is stay away from the sugar. Sugar grows disease, not just diabetes, it grows cancer and is conducive for a miserable life, for terrible karma. Remember, karma is cause and effect. If you eat sugar and you have an addiction to sugar, that's one I highly recommend you get rid of. But when I mean low glycemic, it means even if you get rid of sugar, it means to look at the food you eat. Does it have a lot of sugar? Like if you eat fruits, some fruits are very high in sugar. And if you eat a lot of them, they're not going to be good for you. Let's say you eat a lot of pineapple, a lot of banana, and those two have a lot of sugar. A lot of dates have a lot of sugar. So especially if you are going through a health crisis and you actually in the process of facing a major crisis in your life with a disease maybe like cancer, you want to consume very low glycemic foods. The best are berries, all the berries, the blueberries, the raspberry. Stay away from grain. Grain, when you eat them, they convert into sucrose. They become sugar. Sucrose is sugar. So a low glycemic diet will really bring a sense of equanimity. You won't get the jittery for sugar, that addiction of sugar. Alcohol is very high with, not only it's not pranic, it's acidic, but it's also loaded with sugar, especially any kind of alcohol, even wine. I know it might be hard for some of you, but it gives such a sense of liberation when you get rid of those addictions. I remember when I went through my, in the beginning when I was with Gurudev and I was at the ashram and I did not know, and I was in a retreat and I said, where's the coffee? There was no coffee. I went through the whole retreat. I had severe migraine and I was detoxifying and I had no help. I did not know what to do. Get rid of the addiction of coffee. It will bring a new sense of energy within you like you have never experienced. So let's recap. 5 major ingredients. Number 1 is a diet that is organic, vegan, with a high percentage of raw food, detoxifying with sauna, infrared sauna, chlorophyll, taking your pH 8, and stay away from the low pranic food and the acidic food and the high glycemic food. Oh my God, I know this is hard. Devi Ma, you're asking too much from us. Don't worry, beloved, you can do it. Baby step at a time. It will drastically change your life. It will help you heal your body temple. It will empower you to a new level of vibration. So just click the like button and share with your friends and beloved one who might need it. Join our loving community, and if you haven't done so, subscribe and stay tuned for next week, because at 5 o'clock next Wednesday we are going to have part 2 of this video. And if you enjoyed that, I mean, it's like, just realize this is priceless wisdom and lifetime experience, so you can take it to the level you want. I'm not telling you what to do, but this is going to empower you to a new level in your spiritual growth, healing and transforming your being, so you experience your divine presence.